Hi, I'm Molo360 and I'm here with the amazing, brilliant Traipse. How's it going?
Not too bad. How about you?
It's going pretty good. All right. So I wanted to ask, what led you to start making music? Like, would you give me like a brief history on Traipse the artist?
Damn. Well, as Traipse, I guess I've been making stuff since. Well, I made the first EP in November 2019. But before that, I've been making music for like 10 years before, so just kind of experimenting with lots of different styles and stuff. And Traipse is kind of it's kind of a culmination of everything that I've been trying out and learning and stuff. And it's kind of probably the best expression of myself, I guess, in musical form that I've kind of achieved, I suppose. So, yeah.
That's awesome. I really enjoy your music. How did you?
Thank you.
I'm like really curious. How do you like came up with your name? Because it's very unique. I'm sure there's
Yeah.
no one else with that name.
Well, I've thought about this a few times over the last like year and a half, and I don't know. Like the name just kind of came to me like quite spontaneously, and there's not really any particular reason, I guess. If I thought really hard, I could probably think of some really profound reasons, like, oh, it's representative and symbolic of this thing, man. But it's not. It's just a word that that I really like. That's kind of it, to be honest.
Is it
It's
an
been really
actual
special.
word? Does it mean
Yeah, yeah.
anything?
It means like to walk really heavily, or to like almost like hiking. If you're hiking, you'll traipse through a mountain or a forest or something. It's like kind of thing.
Oh, wow.
So-
Yeah,
Yeah.
sweet. I get a vocabulary lesson. I really have never heard that used in a
Yeah,
sentence.
it's pretty rare. You don't hear it very often, I guess. But whenever I do hear it, just in normal conversation, now I just get triggered. Like immediately, like, oh shit, they're talking about me. Oh wait, no, they're not.
Yeah. So at first I thought you made like basically like ambient music, but upon further investigation and listening, you kind of like have a variety, a plethora of like sound and music that you do like create. Would you like to explain the process of like making music and how you discover what works?
Yeah, I don't know, to be honest. Like, I am really into ambient. Like, I'd say that's a strong foundation for the kind of stuff which I have always liked and enjoyed making. But I just love
Yeah.
exploring so many different styles of music. So I guess whenever I'm actually making stuff, I don't know. I just kind of follow my nose really, and just I don't necessarily go into it with a particular intention to make it as one style. I just kind of, want to mess around, and I'll just follow how naturally the tune itself will go. And perhaps it'll start off like an ambient piece, and by the end there are break beats and all sorts of stuff by the
Yeah.
end. But I don't really know, to be honest. I just kind of like to follow it organically. I don't like to force it, I guess.
Yeah.
It's-
Yeah, because like I was listening to 3 of your albums on Spotify, and those are like mainly ambient. And then I went to your Bandcamp and I listened to like rendered and de-rendered, and I'm like, this isn't just ambient. Like this is like vaporwave. Like you have your samples and everything, and yeah, it was. I can tell you have variety, and it's really cool, and I genuinely like see myself, and this goes on to my next question, like I see myself in a world when I listen, like I kind of like an atmosphere, and my next question is like, does creating an atmosphere take place in like creating your music? Because it just kind of feels like
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
I would definitely say so. Perhaps not like always super consciously, but yeah, I guess probably because I'm such a big ambient fan that like the whole idea of building atmosphere and stuff and immersion, you know, is like a really big thing to what I enjoy. But probably don't really do it particularly consciously, like I said, but I think it's definitely something that comes out in pretty much whatever it is I'm trying, even if it's, you know, really hard stuff or whatever. But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like I say, I think the process generally is just really very organic. I don't put a great deal of forethought into it, but I don't know.
Well, I have another question because you seem to have like this kind of red and black scheme, and I want to understand the significance, if there is a significance in that, you know, like if there's a meaning.
Definitely good question. I mean, I don't know, like if you see some of my earlier stuff as Traipse, it doesn't really follow that, but
yeah.
I guess they just sort of, there was a point in time during all the stuff which I was making as Traipse where I kind of really settled into the groove of the kind of thing I wanted to do for this project, and I'd realised that groove was a little bit grittier and darker than the stuff which I've been doing up until that point. And I don't know, it just kind of felt that I really enjoy the sort of contrast of those two colours and like to experiment a little bit with it, and I guess just like to explore that as a sort of design feature, I suppose, as a style. But there's not really any particular meaning behind it. It just looks cool.
Yeah, it does look cool. I wholeheartedly agree. I love black. Like,
yeah,
yeah,
it's cool.
So what are some goals for yourself and your music that you would like to achieve?
I don't know, to be honest. Like, I feel like, you know, I've been making music for over 10 years, and it's like kind of done everything in terms of like a tangible goal. I feel like I've done it, you know, and I'm just here to vibe.
Yeah.
Like I just want to make music, really. That's kind of all that matters. Like, just want to have a good time, and people enjoy the stuff I do, then sick, you know. I think maybe really the only one goal I can think of is it'd be nice to have an album on vinyl.
Oh, hell yes. I love vinyl.
Yeah, I mean, it would be really nice to get to that point, but we'll see. I mean, it's not anything I'm particularly fussed about. Like, I'm totally happy to just, like I say, just vibe along.
Yeah. Well, that's a great answer. I love that, you know, because everyone has a different answer, and I think having fun is so important to like an artist's view. Like, you know, it always seems like
For sure.
So if you would like to shout out anyone or any upcoming projects, would you please do so right now? Or forever hold your peace?
Oh god, like, I would just mention everybody. I will just mention one guy though, since this is going to be for leading up to my set. Zorro Svark, or Dan Svark, is the guy who did the visuals for my set, and I've worked with him a few times. He did the album cover to Re-Rendered, and quite a few other sets which I've done in the last year or so, and he's awesome. His visuals on this set is absolutely killer, so big shout out to him, and big shout out to the Agape gang and everybody who's in the community on that server, and all the artists who've been on the label so far.
Well, I cannot wait for your set. Thank you for, you know, talking with me. It's been a pleasure, and yeah.
Thank you for having me.
Have a great one.